It used to be that artificial intelligence was a feature of science fiction books and movies. However, artificial intelligence is now part of reality and is all around us, automating parts of our everyday lives. Already, generative artificial intelligence is creating text and images or altering images and even operating as chatbots on various websites. It is also being used to speed up the scientific process. Artificial intelligence has already been used to develop computer programs, design new materials, forecast the weather, and generate databases that improve our understanding of biological processes. As technological progress continues to advance at an incredibly rapid pace, there will be even more developments in the world of artificial intelligence. So, how did we get here in the first place? Find out as I explore 10 things you should know about artificial intelligence. 1. There are different levels of artificial intelligence. In a wide range of mythologies and folklore, stories have been told of the creation of artificial characters with human knowledge and abilities. These include the Greek god of metalworking Hephaestus creating automatons of metal, the Greek god of fire Prometheus creating humans from clay, and golems being created from clay in Jewish folklore, as just a few examples. But how do we judge if an artificial intelligence is actually intelligent? The English computer scientist Alan Turing, often referred to as the father of artificial intelligence, developed a test to assess whether an artificial intelligence is thinking. Originally titled the Imitation Game and now called the Turing Test, it involves a human communicating through text chat to two people, A and B, one of which is a human and the other is an artificial intelligence. The person conducting the test has to establish which one they believe to be human and which is AI. This has served as a guiding light for researchers. However, there are many variables that could affect the results and also raises the question of whether the AI is actually thinking or just able to fool a person by simulating human speech. Today, artificial intelligence is referred to as either weak AI or strong AI. Weak artificial intelligence has been developed to only conduct a particular task and, while it might become superhuman at this task, it will be useless for doing any other tasks. An example of this would be the Deep Blue computer developed by IBM in 1997, designed to play chess. While Deep Blue became superhuman at chess, the only function which Deep Blue is really good at is playing chess. Alternatively, strong artificial intelligence, also called artificial general intelligence, should be able to learn to achieve any task that a human can do. While this is still a work in progress, it has the potential to change practically every area of human life. There are different predictions from experts about when we might see artificial general intelligence be fully realised. However, it seems in little doubt that this technology is on its way. 2. Artificial intelligence is modelled on the brain. Your brain controls your thoughts, feelings, and actions as well as how you learn. The brain contains billions of neurons that work together, making new connections and communicating between each other as new information is received into the system. Every time you learn something new, the connections between your neurons change. Artificial intelligence copies the structure of the brain on a microchip using billions of transistors connected together. Like with the neurons in your brain, where each one is only responsible for solving one part of a problem, each transistor is only responsible for solving a small part of the problem. Also, like with the neurons in your brain, an artificial neural network can be trained to improve itself as it receives new information. A large artificial network can require millions or even billions of examples in order to perform well. This is the case with deep learning. Tasks like understanding speech, recognizing images, or reading different handwriting can be easy for humans to do. However, this is much more difficult for a computer. That said, handwritten checks have been able to be recognized by bank machines for a number of years now. When given enough data, these artificial networks are able to simulate human intelligence. Other approaches to machine learning are also being explored, with some people even attempting to produce biological computers that use biological molecules such as DNA and proteins. 3. Artificial superhuman intelligence could be possible. What would stop artificial superhuman intelligence becoming a reality? There are three main potential barriers that are usually said that we need to consider. 1. Is it allowed by the laws of nature and achievable with the right knowledge? 2. Can it become intuitive, creative, and conscious like humans? 3. Will it be held back by technological requirements? We know for certain that human-level intelligence is allowed by the laws of nature since we exist. The human brain has about 100 trillion connections in its neural network. In 2018, the largest AI neural network had only 100 million connections. 4 years on, though, it had risen to around 1 trillion connections, so it won't take long to reach or surpass a number of human connections. However, as I explored in number 2, there are key differences between the two types of network, so this is not a fair comparison, and current approaches may not be the right route for reaching artificial superhuman intelligence. So, that brings us to point 2. Can it become intuitive, creative, and conscious? There is evidence of AI being intuitive, as this is a response to learned experiences and has been seen to occur in game-playing AIs that seek to find the best strategy for their moves. AI has also already developed creative solutions to decades-old problems using computer science and is being used to make new scientific discoveries. Consciousness is harder to identify whether it is achievable, as the nature of consciousness is not understood and is a personal experience. As for technological advancements, Moore's law states that the amount of computation that can be completed on a single chip will double every 1 to 2 years, and this law has held true since the 1970s. Based on this and the figure stated earlier, there could be an artificial neural network with the same number of connections as a human brain within 5 years. At this point, humans and the data we are providing to AI may only take us as far as achieving artificial general intelligence, but once that AGI is working on the problems along with humans, it may not take long for artificial superhuman intelligence to be achieved. 4. Artificial intelligence has advanced through playing games. It's no wonder that psychologists have established that children learn best through play. After all, games are fun and challenging, encouraging creativity and problem-solving skills, with some games such as chess being associated with high intelligence. It should come as no surprise then that artificial intelligence is also advancing through playing games. Computer games provide a safe and fast environment for testing research ideas. By running simulations of gameplay, an AI can learn how to play the game. However, it is possible to have the computer run the simulations at incredible speed, allowing an artificial intelligence to gain 3 years' worth of experience within just 1 hour of gameplay. This approach has been used for games such as Pong, Go, and chess. I previously mentioned Deep Blue, the superhuman chess AI that in 1997 beat the world champion Garry Kasparov. Unfortunately, games such as Pong, Go, and chess only allow an AI to run through lots of possible moves and possibilities in advance, but there are a limited number of moves that can be made in any of these games. Even a more complicated game like Super Mario Bros. Does not consistently challenge artificial intelligence, since the game always runs through the same levels and challenges in exactly the same order. Eventually, an AI could just memorize what moves to make at exact times and not have to engage directly with any stimulus. However, artificial intelligence can and has been further enhanced through games like NetHack, a 1987 text-based game in which you need to work your way through 50 different dungeon levels, collecting various items along the way such as weapons, wands, spellbooks, armor, and potions. However, every level is generated from a combination of random components, as are the objects that you find along the way. For example, that means that every time a wand is found, the only way to know exactly what it does is to test it. This game requires creative problem-solving skills and is challenging to both humans and AI. In fact, AI is yet to solve this challenge. 5. You encounter artificial intelligence every day. I've been talking a lot about the past and the future of artificial intelligence so far, but what about the present? Where are we up to with artificial intelligence in our daily lives? Well, you may not realise it, but you are likely interacting with some form of AI every day. Let's look at some examples. Most people these days have a smartphone, and a lot of these now open up using some form of biometrics such as fingerprints or facial identification, which is enabled by artificial intelligence. Once you've opened up your device, a quick Google search can get you all the information you need on a chosen topic. This is only made possible by AI in the background, pulling from all the data it has collected and processed, as mentioned previously in this video, to then respond appropriately to your search. If you enjoy purchasing items on Amazon or relaxing watching Netflix, you'll notice when you log into either of these that you get a range of recommendations. This is coming from an artificial intelligence which learns about what you like and your viewing habits to be able to put relevant recommendations up for you to see. This is also the basis for the ads that you encounter on different social media sites, as it is based on your search history and will display ads related to your interests. Social media will also do this by learning about the type of post you engage with, displaying news that may interest you, and filtering out things that don't. 6. Artificial intelligence has won an art competition. Artificial intelligence has come on leaps and bounds in the past few years. Now AI can pass university exams, solve maths problems, write poetry, understand jokes, give advice on a variety of subjects, and even win an art competition. So how has this come about? If I was to ask you to guess the next word in this sentence, the hunter shot the, what would your answer be? When I was faced with that question, my answer was deer. Yours may have been the same, or you may have selected a different animal. It's not likely that they shot a cow or a dog, as these are not typically animals which are hunted. The important thing is that your answer would have been rooted in your lived experience and any knowledge you have about hunting. Artificial intelligence does not share our lived experiences of the world, so it gathers information on a large scale from the internet. Not only can you find lots of factual information there, people are constantly feeding more data onto the internet by, for example, asking questions and receiving answers in forums, uploading recipes, blogging about how to fix cars, and so on. This allows AI to glean a vast amount of information, process it, and be able to utilize this acquired knowledge in a range of situations, like being able to accurately predict the next word in a sentence. Microsoft Word was even doing that to me as I was typing this out. It's not just text data that AI can accumulate. Radio, images, videos, and other types of data can also be collected. Types of data can also be crossed with each other, like in the text to image generative AI Midjourney. This is the AI that Jason Allen used in 2022 when he entered artwork in the Colorado State Fair Fine Arts competition for the digital art slash digitally manipulated photography category, winning the first prize with his artwork. At present, it is unclear whether this approach of training AI on large amounts of data will lead to superhuman intelligence or whether progress will start to slow down. 7. Artificial intelligence can make scientific discoveries. In an interview I did with physicist Lawrence Krauss, we spoke about the importance of creativity.
Science relies on creativity. It also requires on questioning and stumbling blocks and lots of things. But that's really common to the human experience in general.
So, if science requires creativity, can artificial intelligence be creative? In 2016, when the AI computer AlphaGo beat one of the best Go players in the world, it used a strategy that was completely new, despite the game having been played for thousands of years. In 2019, a study revealed that artificial intelligence that has been trained on data about material science will suggest materials for functional applications years before their discovery. Despite this demonstrating that artificial intelligence can be creative, it is currently not changing the process of the scientific method of inquiry. In the realms of science, the AI still needs to be fed the knowledge and the hypothesis to be studied by the human scientists conducting the research. This means that AI is an excellent assistant to the scientists, speeding up the process and generating different ideas relating to its task, but it can as yet set its own hypothesis to explore through acquiring its own knowledge. While this is a rapidly developing area, there has already been success in artificial intelligence making scientific discoveries, such as AlphaFold, which demonstrated the ability to predict three-dimensional protein structures from amino acid sequences. This discovery is now revolutionizing the world of bioinformatics. 8. Artificial intelligence can improve itself. When you are faced with a problem, such as a maths problem, you may break it down into different steps and solve the problem one step at a time, checking to make sure each time that you are on the right track. This is internal dialogue and testing of different ideas, and it helps to train your brain. So the next time you encounter a similar problem, you already have experience to draw on, which will help. I've said already that the thinking part of the AI is modelled in the brain. It can also be programmed to break problems down into smaller steps, tackling each step at a time and checking that it is on the right track. As the AI tries different approaches, it will constantly be refining these and exploring new ideas, learning what worked and changing what didn't. Researchers are now looking at whether they can create an artificial intelligence that not only refers to how it is solving problems and improving these, but also able to rewrite its own coding to create improved versions of itself. Companies such as Google, Microsoft, and Apple have all published research papers about this. The CEO of Microsoft even said in October 2024 that they are using AI to build AI tools to build better AI. Some researchers have managed to have an AI rewrite some of its coding to change how it receives a reward, and some versions have even managed to switch off functions that were designed to stop it from performing some tasks. For some avid science fiction fans, this could ring some alarm bells about the dangers of AI that authors have written about for many years. 9. Artificial intelligence can't do your household chores. In many science fiction books, films, and television shows, robots are shown to be doing domestic tasks in the house, out cleaning up the streets, through to living normal lives around humans, working in different jobs, and being just another member of society. So, why, if we've managed to create artificial intelligences that are exceptional at different tasks, do we not yet have domestic artificial intelligence robots? This comes down to how difficult it is to explain tasks that use a sensory motor system, like the ones that allow us to go about our daily lives. Imagine trying to explain to someone every single little detail that is required to ride a bike and then expecting them to be able to ride it straight away. You might wonder why an artificial intelligence couldn't be trained through being fed lots of visual data, such as videos, of people conducting particular tasks. The problem here is that the AI would see the movements, but it would still have no understanding of how the sensory motor system works to control the movements and balance that is required for these tasks. An artificial intelligence could be trained by practicing domestic chores, for example, in a simulation. Like with learning how to play games, these simulations could be conducted at super speed for rapid learning. The issue that arises, though, is that everyone's kitchen layout and routes around their house are all different, so an incredibly huge number of scenarios would need to be practiced. The gap between the virtual environment and the real environment is called the simulation gap. Advances in robotics, it seems, will trail behind advances in AIs that do not operate in the physical world, so for now, you'll need to keep doing your own chores. 10. Three laws of robotics have been around since 1942. The acclaimed science fiction author Isaac Asimov detailed three laws of robotics in a short story that was published in 1942. These explained what robots should be programmed to follow and appeared in several of his stories. These laws were: 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. 2. A robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first order. 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Current robots and artificial intelligences do not naturally have the laws programmed or are set to obey them. These must be programmed in by the creators. Robots already exist, like the various robots I've featured on this channel, as well as domestic robots like the Roomba. However, these robots are far too simple to understand causing harm, and therefore they have different safety methods, such as bumpers, sensors, and warning alerts. With the rise of artificial intelligence, ethical and moral questions have been raised, with many nations writing laws for the control of artificial intelligence developments. While the laws laid down in the books of Isaac Asimov have some shortcomings, it has been a basic blueprint for the construction of robotics laws. In 2011, the UK published the first national level AI soft law, the first three of which were updated versions of Asimov's laws. There are two final thoughts I want to leave you with. 1. Artificial intelligence has so far been an incredible feat of human ingenuity, and it is showing no sign of slowing down. Right now, we're at a point in time where we are witnessing the forefront of artificial intelligence research, with predictions for artificial general intelligence being developed in the very near future. Who knows how long after that it will be, if ever, that an artificial superhuman intelligence emerges. It is a powerful tool the human race are equipping themselves with, and it could hold the potential to improve lives and solve many issues. 2. While artificial intelligence has a potential power to do good in the world, there are dangers emerging with artificial intelligence at the same time. The ability for AI to be used to create fake videos and images to spread misinformation, voices being copied and used as part of scams, and harmful images being created and shared, it is important that we are all mindful of the information we share about ourselves on the internet and where we share it. Thank you for watching this Things You Should Know video. The majority of the information for this video came from 10 Things You Should Know About Artificial Intelligence by Professor Tim Rocktacial. I was only able to touch on a tiny fraction of the huge amount of information in this book. You can subscribe to the channel by pushing the button here, and I've added a link here to my other Things You Should Know videos and underneath to my STEM activity videos and my STEM career interviews. This has been STEM with Mr. N, exploring 10 things you should know about artificial intelligence.